Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, looked at the clock and seen exactly the time, 3:33? Well, know this. This isn't just a coincidence. In fact, believing that everything is mere chance can be the biggest trap that keeps you from abundance and the prosperity that you're looking for. The truth is that, at this moment, there is a quantum message vibrating directly from the universe, requesting your immediate attention. And here's a controversial claim. If you've been ignoring this sign, you may be closing the doors to opportunities that could completely change your life. This isn't cheap superstition, but asynchronicity, real, that connects your conscience at frequencies of transformation. Imagine how many answers you have asked for in prayer, meditation, or even in silence, and the universe responded exactly at that time. The detail is that this answer does not come in the form of clear words, but in vibration, and that's precisely why most people let it go unnoticed. While some ignore it, others awaken to the power of this calling and begin to align their mentality with the real purpose. And the curious thing is that when this happens, invisible doors open and life takes on a totally different flow. Now, if you're reading this, it's because you've somehow felt this calling. The question is, will you continue to treat it as a coincidence, or are you ready to deeply understand why? 3:33 can be the biggest trigger of wake-up of your life. There are those who wake up in the silence of the dawn and notice the clock ticking exactly. 0.33 coincidence? Many would say yes, but anyone who has felt the force of this moment knows that there is a quantum message hidden there. It's not just a random time, but a point where the energy seems to dance differently, creating a subtle opening between the physical and the invisible world. It's as if the universe winked at the person, reminding them of something bigger. In many spiritual traditions, it is believed that dawn holds a silent portal, where conscience expands and the frequency internal life aligns with more subtle planes. The body rests, but the soul awakens, capturing signals that would go unnoticed during the day. The law of attraction intensifies at this time, as the vibration is less polluted by external distractions, so that sudden awakening can be an invitation to wake up interior. A simple example: someone who wakes up at 3:33 might sit quietly for a few minutes, taking deep breaths and asking themselves, "What universe are you trying to show me now?" Often, this pause brings clarity about a path, a relationship, or even a project that seemed confusing. Small insights can emerge as signs that indicate the direction of manifestation desired. It's as if this hour is a gentle reminder, hey, you're not alone. The synchronicity is in action. For some, it may be the spark that ignites a profound transformation. For others, a subtle call to adjust their mentality and open up to abundance that is always available. And it is precisely at this mysterious point that an inevitable question arises: why the universe prefer to speak to us through signs and not direct words? The number 3 is not just a repeating sequence, it is a vibrational code charged with energy and symbolism. In ancient traditions, and in the very vision of physics quantum, it points to a state of expansion, alignment, and deep connection with higher dimensions of conscience. It's like a reminder of the universe that we are in tune with invisible but extremely powerful forces. Anyone who encounters this number is receiving a kind of little push to advance in their manifestation. Many sages describe the 3033 like the resonance of a triad: mind, body, and spirit in perfect harmony. It is a call to integrate these three aspects and align with true purpose of life. For example, someone who lives solely for work, neglecting their health and spirituality, upon seeing this number, may feel it's time to seek balance. This realization opens doors to a transformation reel in which the mentality stops being limited and starts to connect with the prosperity in all areas. Mathematics itself hides an interesting secret. that symbolizes creativity, growth, and expansion. Repeated 3 times, it enhances vibration and echoes as a reminder that there is asynchronicity, greater operating behind the scenes. Upon noticing this sequence, many report feeling a sudden wave of peace or inner power that drives them to make important decisions, such as changing careers, starting a project, or even freeing themselves from relationships that drain their energy. Understand the 33. It's almost like hearing an unspoken message. You're on the right path. Keep going. This quantum message acts as a confirmation portal of the universe, proof that the signs they arrive when we are ready to receive them. But then an even greater mystery arises. If the message is so powerful, why does the cosmos insist on communicating through subtle symbols rather than speaking directly? The universe is wise and does not work with impositions, but with signs subtle that touch the conscience of each person at the right time. He doesn't shout, he doesn't push, he just whispers messages in the form of synchronicity and symbols. This is because the cosmic language does not translate into ordinary words, but into frequency and vibration, capable of passing through the rational mind and reaching the heart. Thus, when someone repeatedly notices the 333, it is as if a silent voice says, "Stop, observe, and notice what is happening around you." Imagine someone who is constantly worried about debt, always vibrating with scarcity. This person may begin to notice the 333 on license plates, receipts, or even in digital messages. This is not a coincidence, but an invitation to exchange the energy of worry for abundance and for the trust in law of attraction. The message does not come directly, because the real wake upit needs to happen from the inside out, in the interpretation of the experience itself. Use signs are subtle because the transformation needs to be felt and not just understood. If the universe provided all the answers explicitly, there would be no room for the development of the inner power nor for the exercise of intuition. It is precisely the effort to perceive hidden messages that generates the expansion and strengthens the spiritual connection. Symbols, such as the 33, are like keys that open invisible doors, but the courage to go through them must come from the person themselves. Thus, each quantum message arrives shrouded in mystery, precisely to encourage us to seek more, to question, and to get out of autopilot. It is in this enigmatic silence that true manifestation begins to gain momentum. But the most fascinating thing is that even modern science is beginning to see how these subtle moments are linked to states of conscience expanded. During the early morning hours, especially around 3:33, the human body enters a physiological state of greater receptivity. Brain waves tend to approach more subtle frequencies, such as the theta state, where conscience opens up to perceptions beyond the obvious. It is at this moment that the energy of the human being is more likely to pick up subtle messages than universe. Quantum science suggests that everything vibrates, and when the mind is less charged with external stimuli, it becomes easier to resonate with these frequencies invisible. Neuroscience research shows that at this time, the brain's electromagnetic field becomes more sensitive to internal stimuli, facilitating processes of intuition and creativity. It's not uncommon for artists, writers, and inventors to report brilliant ideas that came to them in the early hours of the morning. Synchronicity is not a mere coincidence. It is proof that law of attraction acts when there is internal space to receive. It's like tuning a radio station. The calmer the mind, the clearer the quantum message. A practical example: someone who wants to align themselves with the abundance, you can take advantage of waking up at 3:33 to write 3 short affirmations on paper, repeating them mentally with intention and faith. This exercise, although simple, aligns the vibration of the person to what they want to attract, enhancing the manifestation. Small practices like this work as access keys to the quantum field, opening space for prosperity manifests itself naturally. The curious thing is that the more science advances, the closer it gets to the spiritual traditions that have always spoken of expansion and conscience during times of profound silence. It's not just spirituality, it's also biophysics and neuroscience working together. And if science confirms this heightened sensitivity, then the inevitable question arises: what does it mean, after all, to wake up repeatedly at 3:33? When someone starts waking up repeatedly at 3:33, it is hardly just a coincidence. This phenomenon is seen as a signal clear that the universe is trying to draw attention to something important. It's like a programmed awakening, a quantum message whispered in the early hours of the morning. Often, it is an invitation to change the vibration, abandon old habits, and align with the true purpose of life. Think of someone who insists on keeping a job that drains their energy, but feels deep down that they should be pursuing something creative. The constant awakening to 3:30 could be the warning that it's time to listen to that intuition and seek the transformation necessary. It is the universe saying, hey, wake up not only in body, but also in soul. This synchronicity works as a vibrational mirror, showing where the conscience needs adjustment. This recurring awakening may also be linked to the need to expand one's own mentality. Maybe it's time to ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind every day? This energy brings me closer to abundance or trap me in scarcity. Many people report that by allowing themselves to reflect in these moments, they found the strength to free themselves from limiting beliefs and begin a journey of prosperity and inner power. It's curious to note that the more someone resists change, the more insistent this call can become. Wake up to the 3:33 is not meant to scare, but to enlighten. It is a reminder that life is not just about survival, but manifestation conscious. And it is at this point that the most intriguing question arises. After all, what is the vibrational message hidden behind this nocturnal call? Behind the awakening at 3:33, there is a silent phrase that echoes in the conscience. You are the creator of your own reality. That is the essence of quantum message, a reminder that every thought, emotion, and action generates a vibration that resonates in the invisible field of universe. What we feel and believe shapes what we manifest. It's as if this time were a cosmic mirror, reflecting the quality of energy that the person is emitting at that moment. This message is not meant to scare, but to awaken the inner power. Wake up at 3:30 is the call to remember that the law of attraction does not choose who favors. It simply responds to what each person emits. If someone vibrates fear, they receive experiences that feed that fear. If they vibrate trust and abundance, attracts paths of prosperity and opportunities. The universe, it just returns the echo of what is being sent. Practical example. A person who wants to improve their financial life can, upon waking up at this time, close their eyes and clearly visualize the feeling of already living the prosperity desired. This exercise of manifestation creates a wave of resonance capable of influencing visible reality. It's like planting a quantum seed that, with consistency, sprouts in the form of new opportunities. The big key is to understand that this synchronicity is a reminder of alignment. The universe is constantly sending signs, but the 3:30 it comes as a silent megaphone to wake people up. However, recognizing this message is only the first step. The bigger challenge is learning to interpret this signal in a practical way in everyday life. When the universe wakes someone up at 3:33, interpretation shouldn't remain solely mystical. It's essential to bring it into practical life. The first question to ask yourself is, what am I vibrating right now? This self-analysis reveals whether the energy current is leading to the abundance or moving away from it. The law of attraction works neutrally, returning what the person emits. So, perceiving one's own frequency is the initial step to adjust the route. Simple example, someone who dreams of finding great love, but spends the whole day repeating thoughts of loneliness, is emitting a vibration contrary to what you want. When you wake up at 3:33, you can use this moment to replace those thoughts with affirmations of prosperity emotional, such as, "I am worthy of loving and being loved." This type of practice reprograms the mind and creates resonance with healthy relationships. In daily practice, interpreting this signal can be as simple as changing small habits. Ask yourself, this action brings me closer to my purpose or take me away from him? For example, choosing between spending hours consuming negative news or dedicating 20 minutes to meditate and raise your conscience. The decision may seem small, but your quantum message echoes in the energy field and directs the manifestation future. This process is not about perfection, but about presence. Each time the 33, if repeated, he remembers that there is a chance to align mind, body, and spirit with the inner power. It's an invitation to step out of autopilot mode and take control of your own reality. And when someone begins to accept this call, curiosity inevitably arises. How to connect even more deeply in this very moment of 3:33. Wake up at 3:33. It's like receiving a special invitation from universe to dive into your own conscience. At this moment, some simple practices can enhance the energy and transform awakening into a bridge to manifestation. One of them is deep breathing, called by many quantum breathing, inhaling for a count of 3, holding for 3, and exhaling for 3 counts. This rhythm creates resonance with the frequency of the number and calms the mind to receive the quantum message. Another powerful technique is short meditation. You don't have to sit for an hour, just 5 minutes in silence, focusing your attention on your heart, imagining a golden light expanding in all directions. This simple exercise opens space for wake-up interior, increasing the synchronicity and the flow of insights. Often, creative ideas or solutions to problems emerge precisely during these moments of pause. Alignment affirmations are also practical tools. When you realize the time 3:33, the person may repeat phrases like, "I connect to my purpose," "My vibration attracts abundance and prosperity," or "My inner power creates my reality." These words are not just pretty phrases. They work as energetic commands that reprogram the mentality and reinforce the transformation desired. Those who want to further intensify the practice can write in a notebook at dawn what they wish to manifest. The act of recording on paper, combined with the energetic field of that time, creates a powerful anchoring. It's like planting seeds in the fertile soil of dawn. And when this practice becomes consistent, each time the number 33 appears, it starts to function as an automatic trigger for mental reprogramming. See the 333 as not just a curious detail of the day, it is a golden opportunity to reprogram oneself mentality. Every time this number appears, whether on a clock, a bill, or even a license plate, it can be used as a reminder of the inner power and the ability to create abundance. It's as if the universe was saying, here is the perfect time to adjust your vibration. A practical exercise is to transform each appearance of the 3030s in an affirmation trigger. For example, upon noticing the number, the person might mentally repeat, "I am aligned with the prosperity and with my purpose." This simple habit conditions the mind to associate the symbol with elevated states of energy, creating resonance positive and accelerating processes manifestation. This mechanism works like quantum training. Just as an athlete conditions the body through repetition, the mind can also be reprogrammed through the constant presence of elevated thoughts and emotions. Thus, each appearance of 33 becomes an opportunity to expansion and conscience. Over time, the person not only sees these signs, but lives in full synchronicity with them. The interesting thing is that when this practice becomes natural, the results begin to multiply. New opportunities arise, unexpected connections appear, and life begins to flow more easily. But behind this process, there's always an urgent reminder. Universe, don't send messages for nothing. The 3:33 is, above all, a call to wake up, immediate. The 3:33 is not just a pretty number on the clock, it is a spiritual emergency call. Universe doesn't waste time with empty messages, he sends signs when conscience is ready to listen. This time is like a cosmic bell ringing insistently. Wake up now, not later. It's a reminder that the moment of transformation, not tomorrow, but right now, with the energy that you choose to vibrate. This awakening is urgent because the flow of life doesn't wait. How many times does someone postpone dreams, projects, and even relationships waiting for the right time? Well, 333 appears to show that the right time has come. It is the universe confirming that the quantum field responds to your vibration in the present, and that every second of delay can be an opportunity to manifestation wasted. The wake-up is now, not when everything seems perfect. Imagine someone who wants to change careers but insists on waiting for the ideal moment. When awakened at 3:33, this is a clear sign that there is already a resonance opening invisible doors. Just align the mentality with the purpose and act, even with small steps. What matters is showing the universe that you are ready to receive the abundance and to prosperity which are already available. The final message is simple but powerful. Universe talks to you all the time, but the 3:33 is an energetic megaphone. Ignoring this call is like refusing a gift that was sent especially for you. The urgency is to accept once and for all that your inner power is the starting point for any change. And now the big question remains. Will you answer this call or continue sleeping in the face of the greatest opportunity for expansion of your life? And then, after diving into all this knowledge, the question remains, what will you do when the clock strikes 3:30 again? Will you simply turn over and try to sleep, or will you take advantage of this energetic portal to align your vibration with what you really want to manifest? The universe has already made it clear that there is no such thing as chance. Each signal, each synchronicity is an invitation to your wake up. The question is, are you willing to take on your inner power and use the law of attraction consciously? Are you ready to transform thoughts into energy and energy in manifestation? Perhaps the biggest provocation here is this. If you keep repeating the same habits, you are rejecting the call of the universe and consequently moving away from abundance and to prosperity that he is looking for. Now, if you choose to say yes to this calling, start small. Try applying a technique to your next awakening. Through 3:33, take a deep breath, declare an affirmation of purpose, and realize how your conscience expands in that instant. The simple act of acting makes room for a transformation that can completely change your reality. And before you go, I want to extend a direct invitation. If this content resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here you'll continue learning, exploring, and receiving quantum messages that can speed up your process. Wake up. After all, you deserve to live in resonance with the prosperity which is already available to you.